So guys, Nigeria has become something else because of the kind of leaders that we have. I want you to listen to what these lawyers have got to say as regards to what happened yesterday at the court concerning Emefiele's case. Just take your time, listen to what these lawyers have got to say, because we can't just continue this way. Listen to this play.
Today, Emefiele has had his day in court. He was arraigned today, this morning, and he has been granted bail graciously by his lordship. They arraigned him on a 2-count charge, very ridiculous charge, bordering on illegal possession of firearm. Gentlemen of the press, if you know the firearm that we are talking about, it is the kind of gun that the likes of Christopher Columbus and Mungo Park used during their days. This is the kind of gun that the SSS exhibited in their proof of evidence. This is how low that organization has turned itself to be. Ladies and gentlemen, but the good news is that Godwin Emefiele has been granted bail by the court on very liberal terms. Very liberal terms, and as we speak today, he's about to perfect the bail conditions. But we are hearing from the grapevine, and this is the reason why we have come to address you, members of the press, because we know what you stand for. The DSS, in fact, let me also add that the court gave an order again to say that Emefiele should be remanded pending when he perfects his bail, should be remanded in the prison, correctional center. But this one would have expected that, having had that order of court, the DSS would vacate this place with immediate effect. But as you can see behind me, they are there, they are hooded. I do not know why they will be hooded to intimidate Nigerians. We refuse to be intimidated. Gentlemen of the press, this is why you are here. Ours is to talk. Our voices can no longer be the low cry in the wilderness. There comes a time in life when silence is no longer golden.
The 2-count charge was read to him and he pleaded not guilty. Then followed arguments by his lead counsel, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Joseph Daudu, and the Prosecution Counsel, Nkiru Jones-Nebo, a Deputy Director of Prosecution of the Federation, on the vexed issue of whether Mr. Emefiele's bail application could be argued. The prosecution insisted that he had not been served with a copy of the bail application, but was swiftly confronted with a proof of service endorsed by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation. In his ruling, Justice Owebo held that there was indeed evidence of service. He rejected the objections of the federal government and proceeded to hear the bail application. In his submissions, Joseph Daudu asked the court to admit his client to bail on self-recognizance or on other liberal terms, pending the hearing and determination of the trial. But the prosecution counsel opposed the request for bail. In an oral submission, the prosecutor argued that the suspended governor of the CBN is a powerful man who could intimidate witnesses. She asked the court to note that he had refused to hand in his passport, an indication of his capacity to abscond and evade his trial. After listening to both parties, Justice Owebo declined to grant bail on self-recognizance. Instead, he granted bail in the sum of 20 million naira with one surety in like sum. The surety must own a landed property in Lagos and swear to an affidavit of means. The defendant is also to deposit his international passport with the court registrar. Pending the fulfillment of all these conditions, the judge remanded the suspended CBN governor in the custody of the Ikori Correctional Center, as against the request of the FG's counsel that he be remanded in the custody of the DSS. Shortly after the court's ruling, lawyers to the federal government took their leave, declining to comment on the day's proceedings. Operatives of the DSS strategically took positions preparatory to rearresting Mr. Emefiele. His lawyers quickly raised an alarm.
We saw an avowed intention on their part to actually take him back into their custody, despite the order of court. We then called the attention of the learned trial judge, who was magnanimous to hear us. And we told him that these were our fears. So he sent for the officer in charge of the squadron that you see milling around here armed to the teeth. And his answer was that he's under instruction to secure his safety, and therefore he's under instruction from his boss, meaning the Director General, that he should bring him back. And we said no. The judge then told him, I am now in charge. The court is in charge. He has been brought to court and we have made orders. And he has been asked to go there. Apparently seemed adamant. And he turned and left.
Strange, because we do not want where there will be exchange of arms by the two organs of government. We may very, very reluctantly allow our client, force the DSS to willfully, consciously, intentionally flout the orders of the court by taking him into their custody.
At about 3 p.m., the drama came to an end, with the DSS leading the suspended CBN governor away. Trial in this court has been fixed for November the 14th.
Advocate of Nigeria, what are the implications of Emefiele's rearrest against the court order?
This is a very difficult issue to comment on, because one will even swear that this type of thing cannot happen. I mean, I don't know how we look to the world, because I mean, television and the internet makes the world a global village. So across the world, this is what is being shown as Nigeria. I mean, in legal terms, we say so. The matter is in the custodial ladies of the court. What it means is that it is in the bowels of the court. It is the court that is being dragged around. Not Emefiele. Emefiele is just a human being. And when you see people say, well, what is the need to go to court? Well, move from go to court to go into that court, and you are before the court. The judge intervened. The judge had not even finished his proceedings. You reject it. The judge made an order. You throw the order away because you have guns. So that is what has played out. The DSS, if they have grounds, can rearrest Emefiele. That's not the issue. But not in the face of the order of the court. Now, if the order of court had been carried out, and the DSS has a reason to arrest, not even rearrest, it's the wrong language, because the first arrest is gone, terminated with the order of the court. The DSS had the right to invite him or arrest him and also bring him to court within constitutional limits. Because nobody should be allowed to operate beyond the law. And you could see that lawyers were in court, litigants were in court. What if it got to a point that the correctional service insisted, reinforced, all of them reinforced, and then the shooting begins, or more fracas, because you could see an officer of NCS, you could see the singlets. The uniform was ripped apart. Yes. So it is sad, and I believe that the president should step into this one that we have seen now, because let's leave the Old Testament, what had been going on before. But I expect the president to step in and take decisive actions on this. And then going forward, all the agencies of government should be taken through orientation as to rule of law. It's not a military regime. And much more, any officer that will be sent to the court should have some further briefing that you don't desecrate the court. So why would people say, okay, let's go to court, or let's look at the security agency that they will do the right thing? Are you asking people to say, well, there's no hope?
So guys, you have seen it for yourself that Nigeria has become something else. The rule of law does not exist, especially when we have desperate politicians in places of power. They don't care to know, especially when it does not favor them. When it doesn't go in their favor, they forget that they've sworn oath to uphold the Constitution of Nigeria. So this is what we get when leaders, the wrong leaders, are handling power in Nigeria. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.